The Acura MDX has long been the most popular luxury three-row crossover on the market, and for very good reasons too. The MDX is spacious, has lots of versatility, and offers a very cheap price point. But there's a new three-row crossover that is out of the ordinary, the Jeep Grand Cherokee L, and it offers so much more luxury than we've ever seen on a normal three-row crossover before. So is this enough to take down the legendary Acura MDX? Let's find out. Let's get things started with the trim level and pricing. So I chose two trim levels that are very close in price. That would be the Overland for the Grand Cherokee L and the Advance for the MDX, both costing around $65,000. They are equipped with nice leather interiors with wood trim and heated and ventilated seats. So let's see who is going to come out on top. Alright, time to get things started with the styling. The Grand Cherokee L, since this is a Jeep, wears a very rugged and off-road look. It has Jeep's signature 7-slot grille design with lots of chrome around it because this is an Overland. The Overland will also jazz up the bottom because it has this functional area with some durable plastic and those tow hooks. The Acura MDX wears a very elegant design with lots of chrome and Acura's signature exploding diamond grille design with the large Acura badge in the middle. This looks very stunning to all of the people that are driving past on the road. When it comes to headlights, both will have very nice fully LED headlights, but only the Acura MDX has the jewel-eyed LED headlights that Acura is known for. And coming down to the wheels, both will have large 20-inch alloy wheels in diameter and will have a width of 265. However, if you get the trail-rated Grand Cherokee L, those will throw in 18-inch alloys with all-terrain tires wrapping them. Now let's move on to the side profile. Both will have badging along the side and no running boards. And both will have fully loaded mirrors including heating, power folding, power adjusting, and blind spot monitoring with auto dimming. Let's wrap things up with the Acura MDX and Jeep Grand Cherokee L both have fully LED taillights. However, the MDX does have functional elements. When it comes to warranties, both are mostly the same. But what I do want to mention is that new for 2023, the Acura MDX will throw in complimentary maintenance for 2 years. Time to move on to the interiors. Both of these crossovers will throw in gorgeous interiors, especially with the door panel. So let's take a look at it. You have soft touch plastic along the top with open pore wood and memory seats with nice leather and lots of storage. That is for the Grand Cherokee L. The Acura MDX uses pretty much the same materials with wood trim. The blind spot monitor is inside, and you have more leather throughout, about the same amount of wood trim, but 3-person memory seats over 2. The MDX will throw in 16 ways of power adjusting seats, while the Jeep Grand Cherokee L will only have 2. You will also be sitting on Napa leather seats with branding in it, and both will have nice piping and contrast stitching. After startup, you will be greeted by digital gauge clusters in both cars. However, it seems that the Acura MDX has more customization and has better ergonomics. And I really like that in the MDX, you have a little model of the car in the middle. So it will mimic the outside happenings. One thing I want to mention is that the Acura MDX has a head-up display, which the Grand Cherokee L does not. Now moving on to materials, both cars shine in this area, but I think the MDX does a little bit better. The upper dash of the Grand Cherokee L will be finished in leatherette, and you'll have some leather and wood trim running throughout. But most of the bottom area is plastic, and the Grand Cherokee L also uses lots of piano. Also, one thing I should have mentioned on the exterior is that the Grand Cherokee L has an adjustable air suspension depending on which drive mode you go into, and that is very good for the off-road capability. As far as storage goes, both will have this 2-lid appearance, and the Jeep Grand Cherokee L has a slight edge. It has a slightly deeper center console with a felt lining instead of rubber. When it comes to the backup camera, both will have a 360-degree view with electronic shifters, and only the Acura MDX will have that as standard equipment. The Grand Cherokee L, you actually have to get an extra package to get that. Our tester did not have that, so this MDX will score a half a point. The Jeep Grand Cherokee L does have an easier style for the gear shifter since it is a rotary nut. When it comes to infotainment systems, both will have the brand's latest design, Uconnect 5 for the Grand Cherokee L. It is very responsive, however, I will give one whole point to the Grand Cherokee L for using a touchscreen instead of a weird touchpad. And also both will have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Also, when it comes to climate controls, both will have physical buttons and knobs. However, on the Grand Cherokee L, you can control it on the screen if you so choose. And also, both will have 3 stages of heated seats and ventilated seats. But one thing I should mention is that the Grand Cherokee L has a Wi-Fi hotspot that the MDX does not offer. To wrap things up, both will have a large panoramic sunroof. So now in the second row, this is where things start to get interesting. The Grand Cherokee L has a little bit more space, but the MDX's seats are more comfortable. The door panel quality is about the same. So both will have sliding and reclining seats with the same leather. And the Grand Cherokee L is as hard as a rock. It's basically like putting Napa leather on a park bench. So both will have 2 captain's chairs if you put the middle seat down in the MDX. So you see plenty of room in the Grand Cherokee L, mostly due to its large size. And you also have a center console area where you can control your climate controls. One difference on the door panel in the MDX is that it has sunshades, and well, let's go ahead and see the differences of the MDX. This one has lots of plastic on the seat backs to keep the children from messing up the premium Milano leather too much. The seat backs have a pocket that can store lots of items such as hand sanitizer or barf bags. The seats are very comfortable. You have an okay amount of room considering how much you actually get on paper. And well, let's take a look at some other amenities. You have climate controls, you have 2 USB-A's, power outlets, and a home power source. Both will have 3 stages of heated seats, and this is where the MDX is set apart from any other crossover, whether it's a luxury 3-row crossover or just a normal one. This middle seat. This is really special because you can actually remove it entirely, or you could actually put it in for a 7th seat. You have 2 cup holders, a little phone holder, and then you can lift it up for the 7th seat. Now that's really, really cool. An exclusive feature to the class. Now let's move on to the 3rd row. The Acura MDX has a slightly better 3rd row access with just the push of a button. However, the Grand Cherokee L fights back because you can have a car seat intact while collapsing the seat forward. Access is very easy in both, and you will not have a problem getting into it. So let us hop into the 3rd row. Quite impressive with the space in both cars actually. So let me just close the door and then get behind the other seats. So the Grand Cherokee L will have the power adjusting and the harder leather. but you will have more connectivity in the Grand Cherokee L. You will also have on both vehicles 2 cup holders, and the Grand Cherokee L has 2 USB-A's and 2 USB-C's, which is awesome considering what you would get in this class. When coming to the cargo area, both will have a hands-free power tailgate with the ability to kick under the sensor. Now that's really cool. They will also have about the same cargo measurements, with the Grand Cherokee L slightly ahead. This one has 17.2 cubic feet of cargo room versus 16, and it will also have power folding third row seats and second row seats, which the MDX does not have, surprisingly. So you will also have a false floor, however the MDX's is more crude. One nice feature is that the MDX has walkaway close, where you walk away from the trunk and the trunk will automatically close. So let's take a look at the powertrain options. The Grand Cherokee L has the optional 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6 with 293 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. It was mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. If you so choose, you can get a Hemi V8 with over 300 horsepower. The MDX, though, has less power but is a lot faster. It has a 3.5 liter V6 with 290 horsepower, 267 pound-feet of torque, and a 10-speed automatic transmission. All of this has fuel economy of 19 in the city, 25 on the highway, and 22 combined.
So talking about super handling all-wheel drive, it is different than the normal torque vectoring all-wheel drive system. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's the best in the class. So basically, I'm gonna explain this to you. So let's say 25% of the power is in each wheel. This is for a normal torque vectoring all-wheel drive. If you need 35% of the power, let's say in the rear left wheel, you'll have to take 15% of the power out of another wheel. So that's kind of unfortunate. Not with super handling all-wheel drive. So basically, if you want 35% of the power into the rear left wheel, and you don't want to take out 15% or 10% out of another wheel, then you don't have to. It will improve handling, and as a surprise, better snow traction.
The Grand Cherokee L is a little bit larger at 204 inches, while the MDX measures in at 198 inches. And the MDX is slightly wider at 79 inches versus 78.